Hey guys, want to talk to everybody today about budget knives and some questions that have come up in my comments about budget knives and what constitutes a budget knife and when I review any, sub 50, sub 40, some 30, sub $30 knives. And I'm going to start this little overview with the Kershaw XCOM. This knife came to me as a Blade HQ Knife Day exclusive. If you spent X amount of dollars, they send you some swag. And one of the things they sent out was this Kershaw XCOM in the Desert Warrior pattern. This, guys, is what I would consider a budget knife by any standards. It retails out for around $50, and if you go to Blade HQ's website right now, it is on sale for $14.99 plus shipping plus tax. So that means it's less than $20 out the door and a budget knife that does all the things a knife should do. Basically, it is a stainless steel blade. I think it's 8CR. I'm not exactly sure, but it is sharp. It will cut paper. It will cut other things. It will poke into stuff because it's got that dagger blade. It's not assisted, which is a huge plus. It's got a thumb disc, so you can deploy it and close it one-handed. It's not drop shutty, but I wouldn't expect it to be. Has real good access to the liner lock, and it has FRN, they call it GFN, but it's basically, your plastic handles with a reversible clip for under $15 before tax and before shipping. So, if you are absolutely looking for a knife that is $15 and will cut things, this knife would serve that purpose. Could I recommend this knife? Under the right circumstances, yes. But that goes into why when I review budget knives, or I review or do an overview of any knife, guys, those are knives from my collection. And I started my knife journey kind of like a lot of y'all started your knife journey. I was exposed to knives and collected knives as a kid, but they were mainly Swiss Army. When I got back into knives, I started watching YouTube videos. I picked up a lot of Civivs. I mean, a lot. I picked up a lot of Bestecs. I picked up what I liked is seeing what was new, what was hot. Didn't matter where it was from. If it got a good review from someone I trusted, I got it. And most of those knives are still in my collection. And most of those knives cost between $50 and $100. My point is, I've got a great collection of budget knives. And as the story goes, this knife, when it's not on sale at Blade HQ, is probably $40. Right now you can get it for less than $15. Run out and grab it if that's what you're looking for. But my point is, as I kind of evolved through my knife hobby, I was seeing things that really appealed to me, that I felt like were out of my reach. They were things that were no way I was going to be able to get the wherewithal, the budget, I'm buying budget knives and I like them coming in. So I'm not getting knives that are out of my range, that are what I consider grails, what I consider knives that somebody else shows, but I'm a budget knife buyer. Well, I had a very wise member of the community talk to me, and he will remain nameless, and he said, John, think of it this way. You can buy budget knives, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with budget knives, guys. This is not an anti-budget knife video by any means. This is just kind of an observation of what I've learned through my own experience, that if I got out of the habit of having that mail call a couple of times a week, of buying everything that struck any interest because it was affordable. Because who's going to feel $50 or who's going to feel $45? You know, it's easy to buy many knives and a lot of knives for not a lot of money. But then I also learned, once I started handling and exposing myself to nicer knives, that they brought me so much more joy and more happiness than some of the budget knives that I'd been getting. But that didn't make my budget all of a sudden rise. I didn't have all of a sudden more money to spend on more expensive knives. What I did was I quit buying so many every budget knife that came out. And what I did was I allocated that 4 or 5 Civivis or 4 or 5 Sencuts or 4 or 5 insert brand names here and let that turn into one Malibu. So I don't have as many knives in my collection, but I've spent the same amount of money and now I have a Malibu. Or I wanted to try out a Hinderer. Hinderer was always $425. That's out of my range. Guys, that's six and a half budget knives to get an American made, well designed, well tuned knife that you're going to want to carry that will probably stay in your collection. So I love budget knives. I will continue to review budget knives on my channel or do overviews because I've got 2 cases full of them, and they're knives that I haven't sold because they are valuable to me. I enjoy them. They're good knives. A lot of them are sentimental for why I bought them or what led me to buy them. But what I've done now and what I hope to continue to do is to hold off on a lot of those budget knives. If they're not something that I just absolutely need as a tool with, just here's a little news flash, I don't need a knife. I've got plenty of knives. So I don't need to buy budget knives. I can save that money that I would have bought budget knives on the past for and put it aside to when something that I've got my eye on comes out, something that I want comes out, something that I know I'll cherish comes out, I can hang on to it. So guys, that's all I wanted to share today. I love budget knives. I love mid-range knives. I love higher-end knives. I love knives that are always going to be out of my range. But most importantly, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Look out for each other in the comments. Look out for each other in your daily lives. Guys, I love you all. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel if you've been so inclined. And peace.